hello there. I was just realizing my light wasn't on, then also realized my camera wasn't even looking at me. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Space Engineers. I'm Duke Skylover. We are here in the Stellar Garage, where we are working on a redesign of the Jazzy Jeff, my very first Space Engineers large grid ship. So, 1 second. Oop, there we go. Okay. So, still really love this cockpit. That turned out really slick. Alright, so today we are continuing on with kind of the hull redesign here. And trying to decide what exactly is the shape gonna be on this thing, right? So the original one, you know, kind of had that little thing going around the, oops, there you go. Yeah, thing going around the front to get all that braking thrust in there. I think I want to start adding in the thrust again so that I have a sense of what I need to work around. Then we also need to, we are going to extend the side here, extend this out by 1 so that we can have a nice little bit of a wider interior. Now we don't really actually need a wider interior for the rest of it, but we could use it if we need to move the thrusters around. And then we also need to redo the back here where I had all the rear stuff. So, everybody up to speed. We're going to be taking out all these thrusters at some point and replacing them with newer, cooler thrusters. So I think what we're going to try to do first is figure out how we're going to fill this gap right here. Now that we've got our food processor and our cryo chamber there, and then back here we've still got the engineering, which we've now sectioned off, which I like. And then we've still got a little bit of room. Now, some people had suggested we take the batteries and put them, or at least some of the batteries, and put them in the back, way back here, where we've got all this extra space here, and I like that idea. I like the idea of just maybe having some redundant batteries, so maybe we don't need to fill this whole place up with batteries, but we can still get maybe, you know, 1 or 2. Now, another thought is, as we're redesigning the back here, we have 2 jump drives. And this is a relatively small large grid ship, you know, compared to some of my other ones. This is a relatively small large grid ship, and we have 2 jump drives for it. We could potentially redesign this so that we have 1 jump drive and we add another hydrogen tank, or we could use some of this extra space here to put more smaller hydrogen tanks. Like we could probably get 1, 2, 3, 4. We could get, if we don't put the batteries back here, we could get 8 small hydrogen tanks along the side, which would be pretty useful. And I'm kind of leaning toward that idea because otherwise we have to kind of redo a lot more of this back part here. But let's not worry about that yet. Let's worry about this here on the front. Also, if you're watching, I've changed the codec that I stream with. So if you're, I need everybody to keep. Look at me, camera. There we go. I need everybody to kind of. There you go. Okay. I have a robot camera. Just keep an eye out. If anything looks weird or artifacty or it's laggy or something like that for you, just let me know in the chat. It should actually be better than before. I'll get into it someday about why I switched. But, just realizing that there was something else we needed to do here. We need to hook these things up to... Yeah, we need to hook these things up to the conveyor network here. That was one of the last things we needed to do here. Yoink, and yoink. And seeing as how underneath, it looks like that. we're going to have to redo the bottom as well. It's pretty clear. So let's just take care of this first. Figure this out. Let's turn on our mirror mode. Let's see, we're going to go to there, and then that hooks up into the weapon. So we just need to move out that far. Well, far enough to cover the weapon too, but... Reinforced conveyor tube. What are we going to do in the middle here? Should we just do a junction and then cover it, or should we do a... Oh, you know, I completely forgot. We were going to do a smuggler area. I feel like that would be really good. What if we move, like, a battery over here, and then turn this into the smuggler area right there? We're going to have to see what that looks like under the ship, but come back to that. I just want to make sure I don't completely fill the spacing, because I got really excited about a smuggler area. There's also more gyroscopes back there that we could move up here. Like, they could be attached to this thing. I think, where did we... Yeah, those are there. I was going to say, if we move those, we could get, like, 2 more batteries in here. In the back. We shall consider it. We shall consider it. Okay. I am looking at the front here. So I was thinking about... It just now hit me. I know I'm scatterbrained. I usually am. It just now hit me what seemed kind of weird about the front. And it's that on the previous ones, you know, it's very blunt. It has a blunt front, right? So this one is very, very pointy. I'm wondering if it wouldn't be better if we, instead of going forward by a 2 slope, if this front section from here forward was the single slope. You could see me eyeballing it like that. You know, a 1x1 slope on the front. I think that would be pretty easy to do. Let's not do that yet, because we're trying not to get distracted. Remember? I wish I had a prettier conveyor junction, but we're just going to do that. We'll probably end up... I don't want to do another cargo. We got plenty of... No, let's do a cargo. Look how easy it is for me to convince myself of these things. Cargo. Is there a better orientation for this like that? There we go. So now when you look down there, it says cargo container. And you look over here and it says cargo container. And I'll go here, cargo container. That's the kind of things that I like. Okay, so that's hooked up, and that means our guns are hooked up too. Alright, so let's look at... Let me get a bar of thrusters going here. And let's see what we're going to do. So we've got our ions. Let's get rid of all this. Ions, hydrogens, and... We're not going to do any of these modded ones. We're going to do only vanilla thrusters. Like I said, I want this build to be... Well, this is like I said last week. I want this build to be vanilla plus in the sense of vanilla and DLC, no mods. Okay? DLC, scripts are fine. But DLC is fine, no mods. So we're not going to do any of the modded thrusters or weapons or anything like that. Even though it originally did have 2 mods on it, we're not going to keep that. So, I think originally we had... is that the right call? Yeah. Originally, what did we have? We had... Right, well, we had these atmospheric thrusters, of course, because that's what I had at the time that I built this. So we've got... We had 3 of each. 3 on each side, and I think that's the same... Oh no, in the original one I only had 2 atmospherics on each side. But we want to keep at least 3. But what I think I want to do is down here, I want to do some warfare ions. I think we have to go back one more like that. So I want to do some warfare ions down there, which looks pretty sick. And then we could do... I think maybe I want to do warfare thrusters up front, and then sci-fi thrusters on the back. That's what I'm thinking. I don't have a good reasoning for that. Maybe we'll just do a mix of whatever looks good wherever. So, but this does mean that we could go maybe ion, and now we have an extra ion pointing forward than we used to, which is probably fine, but we could also take one back like this if we need to. I don't think we do need to. I don't like that. Keep it, actually, maybe all of them need to go back one. That. Kind of embed those back there, and then we could do some... but if we do that, then you're going to see right through into there. So I think these do need to be... These do need to be forward. There's no other way to cover that. So that's fine. We'll just build the rest of this shaping around it. We'll be okay. I think we're going to end up taking this entire, like, hat and whatever you would call that down there off. So now in terms of atmospheric, we do need atmospheric braking. And we do have... We have these now, which we didn't have before, but they're not as powerful as these. And what did I do? Yeah, those... Yeah, atmospherics were on the outside before. Now, of course, the problem here is we don't have... I mean, I could just... If I wanted to keep that original type of shape where they're all just like stacked up on top of each other, then we'd have to take out this row right there, and I don't want to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to fill that in there so I have something to attach to. Then I think I want to go this way. Now I'm wondering if we could replace the spotlights here. If there's better places for forward-facing lights, we might be able to do something a little bit different with the spotlights and maybe put these where the spotlights are. Oh, I accidentally deleted part of the thing there when I was... that makes sense because it was in the way. We'll put it back. If we did... Yeah, let's not worry about the spotlights for now. Let's blink that. Or should those be... Should those be one forward? Kind of like that. Them being one forward. And then the good news is that we could always take some flat mows wherever we need to and maybe, like, you know, just have something like that, just some additional... It's a little bit easier to do this with, like, we could have something like that. That's the wrong way, but... Yeah, something like that, or even like that, you know, if we wanted... If we needed extra braking thrust, we could probably just come up with some random places to stick these things. We did need... So I think we have... We originally had... Like, I had this big thruster, and then I had to, like, slap in that little one there. And in the redo, we went to 2 big thrusters on each side, and then I just kept that extra one that I'd had to slap in there. What I'm thinking of doing here is keep the middle one as the big one. Take this one and turn it into a flat mow, and then add another flat mow right like here. And then we still have roughly the same downward force. In fact, we may end up netting more. Now, I think that actually there'll be a little bit less downward in atmospheric, but that's okay. We'll get by. What did I have for downward ions? Oh, they're there. Yeah. We're going to need more downward ions because that's not nearly enough. 4 of them. This thing is very sluggish in space. So that's what I think I want to do. So I want to keep this one, but we'll keep working our way front to back here. Let's see, we can't push that in any further, right? Because it would intersect with these guys. But we could still do something around that. So yeah, so we need to take this whole top off here. And then figure out how this is going to shape in. Yeah, I think when you do it like that, it gets a little bit easier to see what we're doing. Hi, hey, Hire, how you doing? Take your top off. Yeah. Okay. Trying to think of how much I want to mirror the top and bottom. Actually wondering if it wouldn't make sense to take this and move it back one, because then I could move this top thruster back one. I'm doing good. How are you? How's the server going? Okay, let me fix my windows here real quick. What was... Oh, I lost my big windows. Hang on. There we go. Did I see you and EC steal a dead dude? Unless that was in the latest, what you call it? The icy one. Frostbite. Then yes. Oh, it was the short? No, I saw the short was posted and I didn't get a chance to watch it. Hey, Kaz. Welcome. Alright, let me see if I like this or not. No. There we go. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. Rather than it being so long and pointy. I think that looks better. Oh, Kaz went to Ren Fair. That's awesome. Yeah, we did some light cosplay when we went last summer, or last fall actually. But I think I was talking about this on the last stream. But my daughter is working on my daughter's 12. She's working on a centaur costume, and we were working on finishing up some of the pipe we're using for the back half of the horse. She designed. This is entirely her design. I'm just helping with the hardware part of it. But yeah, it's made out of PVC pipe, and she's basically creating a skeleton that she's then going to shape into a centaur butt. And it's looking really cool so far. Okay, anyway. I wonder if... So, we've got this there. I'm wondering if, since I don't really know what entirely to do with that spot there, if it wouldn't make more sense to then take this, put it like that, and then maybe we could do something else with that. Either put that there, or put that... see, again, if we put that there, then you can see the turret under it. So it'd have to be up at the front like this. But we're already changing stuff up. So I think we can make that work. It kind of breaks up the look of the front a little bit more. Doesn't make it so like just rows of thrusters, you know? That's exactly right, Fresno Jason. Exactly right. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Now, the question I have is, should this one continue to stick out like that or move down? Because I was originally thinking we'd, like, strap around it or something like that. Because we could put it... We get rid of all that. We could put it there. Maybe I need to do some more armor shaping and then decide if this makes sense or not. Pew pew. Yeah, let's do the armor shaping around this area. Let's see if we can enclose everything and figure this out. So, interiorly, we do need to, like, kind of seal this off so that you don't see the inside of this thruster. And we have walls, which we could come back and do with interior blocks or something like that at some point. So, yeah, the rest of this, let's just see. Let's just see what we got. So if we just did this. That's going to be not forward enough. So what if we... Now here's a thought. Here's the thought. And I'm realizing how much this gun here that I'm never probably ever going to use is kind of going to get in the way of the design. But what if we did something like this and moved that forward so that even that there is a little bit protected on the side, and then we can move this whole thing forward a bit. And then could go over the top of it. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm liking this this thruster hanging out right there. If we had Trying to think of what's the best way to not have to go straight to the front of that thruster there. I wonder if maybe I should switch these two. Yeah, another potential option could be that we move the doors back a little, give myself a little bit more room here with the big thruster, and put some of these things in front of the thruster. Like we could move the... Oh, I think that could be a good idea. Why don't we do that? All right, let me work on the interior for a second here. The goose script is... let's see, how do I... it is too big is the problem at the moment. I got done with all of the sorting and everything, and then I started getting into auto crafting, and the size of the script got to be too big to fit in a programmable block. So my current thing is I'm trying to go back and decide if I'm cutting features that I'd already built, or trying to find ways to optimize them and do them with less code, essentially, because it's not about, at this point, it's not about like runtime complexity, because I think we've solved that problem. It's just sheer amount of code that needs to get loaded into the programmable block is too big. And I still have to do refinery balancing, or at least these are the things I want to do. Refinery balancing and better output display, so LCD display. So if I can get enough, and I think the feature I'm going to cut, sorry to change gears, but you guys asked. I think the feature that I'm going to cut is same role balancing. Essentially, this was an optional feature that you could turn on or off, but if you had multiple, like let's say you marked multiple containers as ingots, and then you turned on same role balancing, it'll take the ingots and divide them evenly among all of the things that are marked ingots, as opposed to loading them all up into one until it's full and then overflowing into the next one and overflowing into the next one. That was a good amount of code to do the balancing, and it's off by default. And I'm hoping that's not a killer feature that people want, because I think that is going to go. And then we'll see. I might have to... I had some really cool stuff going with the auto crafting that was really like it was super simple from a user perspective, and it was a lot of code to make it. Anything that you have to that I try to do, like make this happen automatically so that the user doesn't have to just tell you what to do, is usually a lot more code for it to go through and figure out exactly what it's doing. Like it has to probe the assemblers to figure out what they can do and stuff like that, as opposed to just being like, why don't you just have the user tag them with whatever? So that's all. There's options for things. Okay, so I'm going to move the doors over to right here so that I have a little bit more space over there. And you're probably going to end up flying into the doors in between some thrusters, but whatever. Oh, look who's hanging out over here. So as I said, I think oh yeah, you know what? I just realized my bit rate is, this is either a my internet or a YouTube issue, but yeah, the bit rate dropped for a bit. It might recover. I was saying this at the beginning. I don't think you guys were here yet, but I switched from I'll actually explain it now because no one was really watching when I first started. I had been using H.264 AVC for streaming, mostly because of a bug in OBS that was forcing me to do it. And I've switched to, the bug seems to be fixed, and I've switched to HEVC now. So, hopefully, uh, hopefully that's not a big problem. Although I do see the bitrate is struggling at the moment, and that's probably just my internet or YouTube doing that. But Jason, if it's been doing that for the last 2 streams, that would be unrelated to my change of settings, but that is also kind of frustrating. So Ire, the other potential solution, if I can't get the size down, and this is a real solution that's on the table that I'm like seriously considering, is I will strip auto-crafting out of the script entirely, and it will just be inventory sorting. And then there'll be a separate script that just does auto-crafting and refinery management. And that you could use, they'll know how to talk to each other in tandem if you run both of them. It's the downside is you have to run 2 scripts, right? But the plus side is I could make both of them as robust as I want them to be, because I'll have plenty of headroom, and you could choose which one you want to use. So it would be perfect for you, I think, to just have the inventory sorting script. So that is just given how much I still have to go, I think that may end up being the way that I end up going with this. So, but we'll see. I need to take like a couple of days. That was Kazigo's idea too. Also, way in the beginning, he was like, "You should just make." Well, his idea was like make a bunch of add-on modules, like make everything its own separate script. And maybe it was Marcus. I don't think it was Marcus, but yeah, it's like that's too much. But 2 scripts probably okay. So. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Jason, it happened to you the last 2 streams that you watched, not the last 2 of my streams. So actually, I was watching a stream earlier today, someone else's stream, and it kept hitching on me. So I'm going to hope that this is just a YouTube problem and not a MeTube problem. Yeah. Okay. Let's put this all back together here. So the issue that I had with OBS is a stupid issue. So when I first started streaming, I actually streamed everything in AV1, and that was nice. And then at some point, about a year and a half ago or so, for some reason, every time I started OBS, it started reverting back to H.264 every time I opened OBS, and all the settings would go back, and I would have to redo all the settings before every stream, and I just got tired of it. But I found that if I so only the codec would change, the codec, the encoder would change. But if I left the encoder as H.264 and then changed all the other settings for the stream, it would save that. It would only reset if I set the encoder to something other than H.264, and then it would forget and switch back. So, so the good news is my bit rate, because of the internet, whatever's going on, is lower, but the quality should be higher because HEVC can do higher quality with less bit rate. So we'll see. Anyway, it managed to save the settings, which is good. Every so often I would go through and I would change the settings and see if they would stick, and they did. So. Which way was I doing these? I guess this way. Like that. Yeah, I could stream in AV1. I just wanted to, I will probably eventually go back to it. I just wanted to, I don't know. It probably is stupid, but I wanted to go up like one encoder at a time and eventually get back to it. How long till you get your fiber installed? Oh, how far do I want the door to come out? I think the door used to come out to here. What do we want our new doors to look like? I like I think centered glass for an airlock. is really good. Now, we could potentially use the angled doors if we had a good shape for them. Oh, that's nice. You can put that there. All right, and then we need to go under to there, and then instead of having one of these, we're going to have one of these. Like that. There we go. And so this, I think, will probably change. This whole shape is going to change to make it a little bit easier to get the, you know, to slot a connector into here. Although, now that I think about it, having this right up against there is probably not the best idea. I'm wondering if I went too far with this. Nah, it's fine, because we'll just redo this thruster anyway. We'll figure it out. So, there, and then we'll figure that out later. There we go. So, is this... If I put that there... It's going to be fun getting... Oh, no, actually, it's not too bad. Getting in and out right there. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll put a camera... We'll probably get rid of this camera here. And then we'll have maybe like a camera right on top. The whole idea, or maybe even right underneath here. The idea was that I would need a camera so that if I'm docking sideways to something, I could see what I'm lining up to, right? Yeah, I wonder if YouTube is just having issues with stuff in general. Okay, now what I wanted to do is take this out and put it there. Which does make me think that I could have moved this. Yeah, I think I do want to move this forward one because it's going to be... If I need to like dock up next to a thing, there's not going to be enough room. There's not going to be enough room. Not going to be nearly enough room there. But now we could do something like maybe have that like that. Yeah, I do a speed test before every stream, and I mean, it's, you know, speed tests can be deceiving, but I've got my upload is 40 megabit, and I had the speed test at 39.2 before the stream, so theoretically good. Now, I think what I want to do here is actually go... like this. And then we'll do like a half, you know, like one of those dudes. And then come back around. Maybe do something like this so that we could spread it out and reconnect back in, you know? See, we're getting that shape, that same kind of a shape back in. It's just a little bit more refined than before. Now here, though, with this guy, this is going to be a little bit more interesting. Because we could go like this. We could have multiple layers of this thing going around, huh? I do think that the spine looking idea was a good idea. I just think I needed to implement it better. So, but now we have. Now I'm kind of thinking I'm not going to worry about that for a minute. I'm also trying to think about what this looks like painted. You know? So we could do like a. Do something more like that right there. Yeah, imagine these two layers are different colors. Alright, so what are we doing here? I think this first level should at least continue that there. No, I don't like that. That looks weird. Might as well just do that. Have it. Yeah, just do that. Then I at least get the... Because I really liked this line being parallel to that. So, I think that looks okay. For now. For now. So, we need to... We just need to make our way over with this thruster so we could do something over it. So, what are we going to do there? This thing not mirror correctly? Oh, it does if you place it. Okay. Let's see, one option is doing that. And then, oh, I don't have anything that fits that, do I? Ooh. What's going to look best there? I mean, I could replace this with... Oh yeah, I guess this thing could all just become a singular... Hey, yeah, actually that might be a good idea. Ah, clicked on too much stuff. Yeah, that might work. Have a good night, Ire. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for dropping by. I don't like how pointy this gets at the back, but maybe it will look better once we have something right there. What would be right there? It would be like a... Maybe we could do something like that. That's not bad. It's not bad. I don't like how flat this gets down here, though, but I kind of can't help it. Although, if we did... So these are 2 blocks tall, right? Yeah. If we did half blocks at the bottom here, that will actually... That will help. I need this one. Yeah, because then we could go across some of this as well. And then the landing gear is still going to be okay. Yoink. Ooh. No, that's okay, because then we'll go... Get this guy in here. Get this guy across there. Yeah, so I guess what we're doing here now is we're kind of committing to parts of the ship being a half block lower than before, which means they're going to have to go up to this level in order for me to get the new landing gear on. Which is fine. But yeah, this whole section right here needs to get redone. We need to get a... In fact, what is this even going to look like going back? Let's just take all this out. And you. Not that landing gear, though. Actually, let's take out that landing gear and let's put in the new landing gear. Which is going to go right there. Oh, nope, not right there. Right there. As long as I'm here, we'll do the same thing to those guys. Yeah, because I never, in the beginning, I didn't like the idea of it having little feet, but, you know, over time, the fact that it has little feet that are just kind of always there kind of grew on me, so I'm just going to make them smaller, but I still want to keep them. So this means that this will be a half block above the bottom of the landing gear. This connector will be a whole block above the bottom, which is fine, as far as I care. And then we do have this whole bottom layer if we need to run anything. I don't want to do... I was thinking of maybe doing heavy armor, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to stop and take a drink of water, though. So if you all are watching, and you would, uh, if you're liking the video in real life, please consider liking the video on YouTube. And if you would like to get notified when I go live, please consider subscribing. I wish the bitrate would recover, but it is not. All right, let's do a... let's see, we need to get rid of you, and you, and you. I wish you could too, Kaz. I would appreciate it, but that's okay. I think we might end up just having this area be empty, because I have nothing to put there. Maybe we could do some interspersed... Well, like I am going to do with this. Like I want something under there. Oh, this is floor. Something under there, something under there. Like this is, I think, yeah, we need this because this is the floor of the ship, basically. We'll come back. This is the wall of the ship, so we want that. So we'll fill all that in. Yeah, this area here, I've got nothing to put in here, so we'll just leave it empty and half block over it for the most part. So how do we want this to connect in? Like, I'm figuring we're probably going to do that. And then we've got... oh, I can't put anything underneath that there. So that's fine. Wonder if we want to do... Maybe if we're not doing... if we're not doing this entire shape, we could do a similar... Even though there's no thruster to put back there, we could still do like something that looks like it's holding onto the side of the thruster. Like basically do this exact same shape, but without the thruster in it. On the other side, just for symmetry. All right, let's look at how this should probably go in half blocks. So I'll probably do that. Now we can't... How far can we go under here? All right, so we can go there, but we don't want to go under there. So that's fine. I don't really want to go under there anyway. I'm going to just put a row here, so I have something to go and connect to. I think we do need to have that there. I would love, actually... Hell no, if I did that, then it's... Well... What I'm trying to think about is... This, like, this flat shape right here, and can we curve that in a little bit more? And I don't think we can without losing my... half armor in the front there. Ooh, wait, I just had an idea. Maybe I do want to redo this whole bottom part here. Hang on. Just had a thought. What if we did... oh, do I not... Do I have a... Yes, I do. Okay. So that is just going to do what I think it's going to do. Do that there. Then hit me with... something like that. And then, yeah, we've got this part here. We could... connects really nicely into that, but I'm wondering could we instead do... Seems the answer to my question was yes. I just needed to figure out the correct direction for it. So there we go. That gives it a little bit more. Just, it's not so much of just like a flat, straight down line then. Can I do that same shape on the top? I would imagine pretty much certainly I can. Let's find out. Which way did I do it? That way, I think. Oh, nice job, Kaz. Are you getting on the community server then? The members only server? With Ire and them? There we go. Oh yeah, that's better. That's better. I like that. Now, that means then going down here to stick with my half block theme, I think we need to go back into here. Now by here we need to be coming back down, so there we go. What if we do a similar looking thing that we were doing on the other on the front and go something like that right there. Then we just fill all the rest of this in with half blocks and call it a day. And then I've got some nice... I mean, honestly, this is where the smuggling section should be. What do I have up above here? Just, let's see, what is that? That's my... Okay. That would be pretty cool, actually, if this was the smuggler area, because this could also, these 3 blocks under here could go out as well. If we really wanted to. Like, these don't have to be under there. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, Kaz, that was my problem, too, is that I'm... You know, I've joined the members-only server a couple of times. Not this one, but in the past. But it's just so my schedule is so inconsistent, and I can't always, you know, set aside time for non-streaming gaming. So, yeah, there we go. I think that looks good. And then we'll probably do that same kind of sticking out pattern in other places as well. And then we could, if we wanted... because I was kind of concerned about this looking a little bit too flat, I guess. We could do something like this and then start doing these things. Yeah, take those as far as you want. How does that look? Let's see. I think that looks pretty good. What does it look like from the sunny side? Yeah, I think that's not bad. That's exactly what I said to Ire when he asked if I was going to join. I was like, nope. I am living vicariously through you guys. watching, because I am in the chat. I don't know if you're in the chat for the server or not, but I hang out in the chat on the Discord, and then I know what they're all doing, and they post the screenshots and everything. If you're not a member, the rest of you, if you're not a member, if anybody wants to join that cool server, there are multiple ways to become members. So, should that thruster be this way, or should it be this way? I think I like it this way. I think I like it that way. Okay. I want to look in here and see what we might be able to do, because our... Oh, it's... Okay. So this is our... Well, if this was the smuggling zone, this would be really cool down here. We put like a little bed down. I mean, this part would probably be a little bit of a hazard. But maybe we would put... Oh, we could just put like some grates in front of it, like some catwalks. So that, you know, when we're braking and you go like, yeah, you know, then you're just... What? You're just stuck on the grate getting liquefied through it instead of... Well, I don't know. We'll figure something out with the thrusters. But it would be very cool to be able to drop down into here. So what would prevent us from doing that? So we've got this thing going into that cargo and up into there. And then we've got the split here going up and into there. Why are these so far forward? Why aren't we just going directly underneath these things? Because that would give me space to be able to put in like a little door that opened up or something like that. Although, where would I put the... I would have to put a rotor somewhere. That's the problem. A big old rotor. Or hinge. Well, if we put the hinge in the wall here... Okay, hold on. Let's get rid of this and this. Let's get rid of this cargo. It would be cool to have cargo access down there. Oh, that's why. Because one of those was a vent. And we were doing this sort of dealy. But we could go back on the having this here and just put the vent in, which I think is probably what we're going to do. So if we put the vent... Do I still have the vent? I don't think so. I like this idea, though. Old vent or new vent? Let's do new vent. Let's do it like this. And then we can... do we need these to be... Do we need these to be... do that. I don't think we need those to be reinforced. If we do that, now we've got that going to there. Now theoretically, we actually could also, if we really wanted even more room. I mean, the whole reason that this thing is extra thick with multiple C's is because of the hiding the conveyor in the floor. But theoretically, we could also very easily take the conveyor and put it across the ceiling and have it come down into here and then go down and into there. That would also work. And then we wouldn't need... Let's see, we'd have to still come down. Yeah, this is easier. Let's just leave it like this. So if we take out that. No, let's take out that. Put that there, and let's get a... Oh, man, you guys, this is going to be... If this works, this is going to be the coolest thing, and if this doesn't work, this is going to be the dumbest thing. But I have a suspicion. Now, did I... Is that the right way, still? I want to make sure that these are both... let's see. Yeah, they're going to have to rotate opposite directions anyway. You know, so there is a part of me, because if we go and look at the Mark II... Oh, I just realized this sticks out further than the door. Oh, that's easy enough. I'll fix that. If we go look in the Mark II, there's very little. There's just a little bit of ceiling piping. And I've managed in the new one to remove all the ceiling piping for now because the only reason that's there is to go to a turret that was on the top. But if we go and look at the original, my actual very first Space Engineers ship in Noob Black, you could see I was very big on conveyors everywhere. And also the hull of cargo containers. Yeah, there's something that's like, obviously like design-wise bad, but there's something here that's like quintessentially old school Space Engineers to me that I feel like everybody went through at some point a phase before when it you know, we didn't have all the DLC and all the blocks and everything, and like it was harder to hide piping, and so you might as well just embrace that there's pipes everywhere. Like this is, I don't even know where half of these things are going. Like, what is this even going to? Is this going somewhere? Why is this even here? I actually don't know. Oh, it's going to something on the outside, but like there's just pipes everywhere. It feels like a real engineering. Like this feels like an engineering section of a ship. You know, just like you're crawling through the ducts and you got to get around everything, and like nobody cared about the placement because that's the engineering section. But anyway, so what I'm getting at is I am okay with there being piping in the ceiling if we need to. And actually, if we need to, we could also, like, we could do both. Like, the connectors could come through the floor to here and just stop and go out. And then we could have piping coming through the top going to this front section. You know, and then we have a little bit of each. Yeah, I was smart enough to avoid all junctions, but I've seen plenty of older builds that are all junctions because it was just easier. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. So, if we did do that, which we very easily could do, bring piping over and then down into here. We have plenty of space for it. And it would eliminate a cargo container sitting in the floor here. Then we could get rid of this. And we could have more. What would we have more of, though? Would we need more? I'm trying to think of why we would even need. So what I was thinking. Well, actually, here's what we could do. Let me turn off mirror mode for a second. If we did do that, let's say we get rid of that, okay, and let's say we are going to run some pipes through here, out of there, into here. That actually probably works well because then this isn't a sealed room anymore, and I don't have to worry about oxygenating this room. Actually, why? How am I oxygenating in here? I have no vent in here. I guess we'll have to put a vent in. Maybe I'll put a vent in the floor here. Actually, now that I think about it, we're talking about moving batteries around. We should probably get some more cargo in the back here instead of you know, move the cargo, move the batteries toward the back. Let's put some extra cargo up in here. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself again. But yeah, we could do. Actually, we could put a vent here, right in the floor. Actually, no, we'll put a vent in the ceiling. We'll put vents in the ceiling since we're going to be carrying pipes through the ceiling anyway. Yeah, that'll be fine. So let's put a... The one thing I hate about doing this on stream is that I get so excited and there's so many things that I want to do, and then I feel like the whole 2.5 hours goes by, and all we did was talk about cool ideas for things. Okay, so what I want to do is get rid of this one, and it's just going to be that. Okay. And then maybe we'll just make... I need those, right? I need those to be what they are. So maybe we'll just fill this in like that. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll section that off or something like that so that you can't get sucked into those or something. But yeah, actually, we'll just do this. We're going to end up making a nice little, like, smuggler's quarters down here. It'll be cool. Can I get rid of... There we go. Can I do that? Can't do that. There we go. Now you can see them, but you can't get killed by them. Where did they get their air from? Nobody knows, and we're not going to question it. All right, now here's the real question. Can we do... We're going to do a little prototype here and go... Oh, so here's what I want, is this area is still going to be floor. And I just want to see, can I make an opening that can just lift up here? That's what I want to try and do. So, do we need to come... I think we need to come out one. And then we might have to push the rotor out a little bit. Let's see, can we go up from here? No. Oh, don't tell me I was doing the wrong shape this whole time. No, okay. Oh, I see what I've done. I can't believe I've done this. Alright, need to go out about there and then stop that. Now we can put one on. Okay. So... And part of the reason that I did this instead of a flat one is hopefully that will give me enough space that a plate can rotate into there. So, let's see. Let me just do... hope this isn't going to be... Yeah, that's going to stick out too far. We might have, we'll figure something out there. I don't know. This plan may not work, but it also may cause a ridiculous amount of clang. Oh yeah, you know what? If I'm going out that far, we're going to have to... Pete Bowles, I hope I'm saying your name right. Hi Duke, watching the Titan series, want to know which mod let you use apps on the industrial cockpit top left LCD and record behaviors. Great series. That is the PAM script. Path Auto Miner script. So you can use that. It's specifically for mining. But very cool script. Alright, so we might have to do a half... Because I don't think that'll rotate because it's sticking out too far. Although, can we pull this in more or not? I don't know that we can. I think we're pretty much there. Actually, I guess we could. It'll just. How much? Okay, let's try that. All right, so we are going to go from. Oh, I should have placed this thing better. We're going to go from 0 to negative 90. So the lower limit is going to be negative 90, and the upper limit is going to be 0. Let's see if this works. Or are we going to be... oh, wait. I went the wrong way here. I went the wrong way. I guess we are going... So now it's... Oh, negative 90 is that way. So we're going from 0 to 90. Okay. So the lower limit is 0, and the upper limit is 90. Yep, okay. So let's up the displacement a little bit more there. Yeah, so I think this is what it's scraping on, which means it probably would have been better to, oops, would have been better to do it on just the sides as opposed to the middle. But what we could do is have plate here so that it doesn't like scrape, or just have a like a half block there. Thanks for hanging out, Kaz. Have a good one. Yeah, if anybody has any more questions about like Titan or this series or any other mods, just let me know. All right, so I want to reverse. Oh, that's slick. That works. That works really well. So we are going to then take this, just maybe. No, I want to do like that. Jazzy Jeff is the first ship that I made in Space Engineers. Way, way, way back in the day, and we are redesigning it. It originally looked like this one. This was my very first Space Engineers ship. I can't remember why I named it the Jazzy Jeff. Of course, after DJ Jazzy Jeff, but I don't remember why. Specifically, I picked that name for this, but that was the original. This was the Mark II that I rebuilt it into a few years later, and now it has been many, many more years, and we're rebuilding it again with newer blocks and everything. So we're starting from the front and working our way back. You can see we have not gotten terribly far yet, although we've kind of redone the whole interior, because now we have like a, you know, a gate with all that. What we're making here is a one moment. That is disturbing, but it works. We're making a smuggler hole so that you could drop down into here. And, oops, well, that's fine. Let's see, I wanted to... so that you could, you know, smuggle people and things. You know? So let's see, that's a vent. Kind of want to get... I would love to have cargo access down in here, but unless we did... Yep. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. That is exactly right. If we, you know, if we take this out and put it back to a cargo container, and then... where did I put the... there we go. And then put, nope. There we go. Put this back like that. Now from the top, looks like this, and then somehow we'll have to make... Let's see, can we fit like a ladder in there? Will the ladder look weird? Or... There we go. Is it going to stick up too high? Ooh, maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so let's reverse the rotor. There we go. Smuggler hole. Just don't put anything on top of it. We'll just have to keep it like you know, where you can't see what it is. Maybe we'll do a maybe instead of plates here, we'll extend this corridor or something like that. And I don't know, we'll think of something. But I think that looks pretty cool. We need a button panel for it, though. What are we going to... Which one are we going to use? How about... What if we put... Like... Right there. And then we went on here and said... oh, you know what? Let's just be... Hold on. We're going to call this... button... for... weather. And then what we're going to show on it is... the current weather, like this, and then we will set up the action to be the rotor, and we will reverse it. And I'm going to rename this rotor to unused. Okay, very non-suspicious. All right. Hey, Order Knight. Can you... Well, okay, you know what? Oh, you know, that was actually a bad move, because now I'm down in the hole, and the door is closed. Actually, that kind of helps me a little bit, because I wanted to add a little bit more something on this. That's okay. We'll make our way back out. Once you're stuck down here, you can't get back out. So that's fine now. Let's do like a... Oh, am I going to be able to get in there? Am I going to be able to get in there without deleting a ladder? Oh, I don't... Just want to stick my face in here. There we go. We can fix the rest later. Ah, my headlights. All right, and then... There we go. We'll fix that up in a moment there. Oh, you know, we could actually take this all the way around, couldn't we? It doesn't have to be... doesn't have to stop right there. Let's go and do... we do that? Or should we... Yeah, let's just do that and then this guy. That's good enough. If everything wasn't hinging on this one right here, I'd probably replace that with a beam block too, but then I'd have to... Oh wait, no I wouldn't. It's held on, right? Yeah, you could... Yeah, okay. Probably should have just done this whole thing with beam blocks, but it's fine. Alright, which one of these looks the best? from the front? Or do none of these look the best from the front? Yeah, that one it is. Not a big deal. And then I think what I'm going to do down here is actually put a simple bed. You get a simple bed down here next to your ladder, which we'll put back in a moment. Can I take the ladder away? Took the ladder away. Okay. Simple bed. What else should we put down here for you? What else do people need down here? Maybe like, we need some of these like cargo crates. They're not, we'll take one of these. And then what are those, we should put like some piping or something. Conduit boxes to make it look. I guess I don't have the room for conduit boxes. We're going to give you a cargo crate like that next to your bed. And then what are those like? They're like the stacks of, what are those things called? You know, they're like just, they're functional, but they're mostly like decorative boxes. These things, freight. That's what I want. We'll put some like stacks of freight down here. Like that. Something like that. Smuggler hole, there we go. That is true. If I did want to have prisoners down here. Except that I think... I mean, it would be fun to have the cryo vat down here, maybe. But I think it's just the way the floor is underneath here. I don't think we'd be able to... What is this? Yeah, I wouldn't be able... Well... No, I don't think so. Not with the way they... what's on the other side of the floor. I don't think it would work. But... Okay, let me put the floor back in. It's a good idea, though. Alright, so there's our floor. Now we come over here, and we've got our unused rotor. Oh. One thing I just realized is there's no light down in here. Maybe we should put a very dim light down in here somehow. We could actually take out this bottom ladder, because people could just jump up and grab the top ladder. Yeah, and then you get out. Yeah, this is definitely for the willing smugglers. Hey, Kev. SE with Kev. Thanks for dropping by. How you doing? Is there something I could replace? We're making a smuggler hole within our ship. This is definitely for smuggling people, by the way. There's cargo down here, but there's also, we're gonna be smuggling people. So, where can I put, I bet I could put a light. Can I get one behind? Yeah, oh, okay. I wanted to delete that ladder. Yeah, that's the problem. If we do that, then we're right there. You know what, let's go look on the outside for a second. Thank you very much for the congratulations. 1,000 subscribers. Never thought I'd get there. If we did do a light right there, like a light block right there, you'd see it from the outside, but that's probably okay. Just add a little Yeah, an inset light. Thank you, Bordo. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm thinking inset light. It would just have to sit right there, and so you would see it from, like, you would see the bottom of it from the outside, but that's okay. I think that just adds, like, a little bit of extra detail to the bottom of the ship, like that. And then, what did we have here? This was just like a block, I think. So yeah, the bottom would then look like that, and I think that's fine. All right, let's go look at how our smuggler hole looks. Turn the lights off down here. Yeah, there we go. So what we'll do is, what color should it be? We definitely want the intensity way low, right? Very little intensity. Radius, we don't want it to be visible outside of the hole, so we're going to bring the radius down to like 3. It's just enough that you get a little bit of light down here. Apparently right in your face while you're sleeping. Yeah. Maybe we can make it a little bit. Oh, we could change the fall off a little bit so it's a little bit harder. What's the max fall off you could do? I don't even know. 3. What's the difference between 3 and 1? Yeah, okay, so let's make it 3. That's a bit of a harsher, like more abrupt drop off. Intensity is probably fine. Oh, you know what we could do? Is just take the offset. It's going to look weird, but we could move the offset to be more like over the bed. Then you get a little bit more room lit up. And let's bring the radius up to like there. There we go. Yeah, it looks good. Then you can see the crates and everything, and let's close our hole here. Oh wait, we need to block that off too. Nope, there we go. Nope. Okay. I'm closing the smuggler hole. Yeah, that's nice. Should this be white, or should it be some other color? Should be more of like a... make it more of like a yellowish. Does it need a button downstairs, or should you have to rely on somebody outside to let you out? What if we did like 215, 200, something like that. I'm thinking maybe we get rid of this ladder and we could put a button right here to let you get back out. How does that sound? Am I going to be able to delete this ladder? Is it going to let me do it? Let's see. There we go. Because then we'll just say, hey, you got to jump up to this ladder to get out, which is fine. Which is fine. Okay, so then we'll do a... I think I took the button out of the thing. Should we do a vertical... Should we just do a button pedestal? Just got the one button, right? There we go. I like it. Now, you know, we could also, if we wanted to hide this lip a little bit better, we could maybe have flipped over these panels, but I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Now, the real question is, do I want to extend this hallway or something Can't really do anything else with it. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Let's get back to... Let's get the headlights on. Let's get back to the roof, because what we were in the middle of before we had this grand idea was we had just finished kind of messing with the bottom here. So for those who joined later, we're redesigning this ship. And we took a copy of it over here, and we're rebuilding it from front to back. So we're slowly going across it, stripping out all the old bits and putting on the new bits. So, yeah, this should probably be one forward, shouldn't it? That gives us an opportunity. Yeah, hang on. Okay, so this was the design of the original, and I kind of want to stick to that design because I think that's a better way to do it. So, just, oh, you know what, let me turn mirror mode back on and do this from both sides at the same time. What did I do? Probably that. Alright, and then mirror on, that thing off. Then I think we're going to try... I want to try and hide the extra port on there. I think that's going to be the way to do it. The jazzier Jeff. I like that. I also like this thing sticking out like this, because you can land on it and then walk into the ship. It's one of the benefits of the old one there. Could extend the conveyors toward the front of the ship and would conceal the smuggler... So, yeah, actually, we did have the conveyors originally running all the way through to here, because they're feeding these side things. Like right now, these side ones are disconnected from the rest. The reason we did not run the conveyors all the way is so that when you go down in there, you don't have, you know, because there's like platform right there. So, although, now that I think about it, if we did flip the platform over, we could just run conveyor straight across there, and then we don't need to do the ceiling conveyors. Order night, that's a potentially good idea. If we did, or alternatively, we could just do... So my thinking was, if we did something like this, okay, then you come down in here, it's a little bit too cramped, is what I was thinking. It'd be a little bit too cramped. But if we did... If we did that, and then... like that. Is that going to look weird? Yeah, I kind of don't mind that there's a big pipe right there. But it's a smuggler's pit, not a Hilton room. I see your point. I see your point. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. I forgot that I turned mirror mode back on. Our smuggler pit is broken. Well, time to rebuild the smuggler pit. Hang on. No. Oh, no. What did I just do? There we go. Cut. All right. Oh, now why are you still here? If I deleted that and mirror mode was on. What? Why can't I turn off mirror mode anymore? Hang on. T. Do I need to have something out? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. This is an easy fix-ish. Easy-ish fix. Except that I keep hitting the wrong buttons for some reason. Alright. I want you... Oh, wait. Hang on. Let's move you... What did we have the displacement at? Like... 8? Can't remember if it was 8 or 9. Let's see if it'll let me paste it with... Jerk. Let me paste you. It's not going to let me paste it because of the... Okay. Yeah, because the bounding box of the entire object is going to intersect with the ship. So... Although it's not even letting me, like, look at it. Yeah, there's no... Oh wait, is this even facing the right way? It's not even facing the right way. Maybe that's the problem. Should go this way. Was it open or closed when we... Yeah, you're not letting me do the... There we go. That's the way it's supposed to go. It's like sticking to some weird existing grid that shouldn't be here. But it's also intersecting with things. So what if we... I don't think there's any problem with getting rid of that. What are these? Light armor. Light armor. Okay, we can get rid of those. We'll see if we could paste it in now with... Actually, I think it needed to be this way to paste it in to get the things correct. But yeah, it's just not letting me... Was I not looking at the correct block when I copied it? Yeah, at this point I could have rebuilt the whole thing from scratch faster than this is. But yeah, it's not... It's like... not lining up to it at all. Well, let's just rebuild it then real quick. Hang on. Let me put back everything I just took out. And let's go up here. And I wanted to... What was my reasoning for taking all this out? See, that stays. Oh, I was going to just add... All I was doing was changing the shape of the ceiling. Was all I was trying to do. Was I was going to do that. And then put the piping in. Now the rest of the floor goes like this. That I can't see through the side, right? Yeah, okay, so we're going to do it this way. Because that's how the rest of the floor looks. The only downside there is that I can no longer access ship cargo from there, but maybe that's fine, because you've got your own little cargo in here you could use. Hey, Max Gaming, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Alright, we're going to rebuild this thing from the scratch. I might have to take these back out as I'm building, but we'll see. Let's see, how did I have this set? Upper limit was 90. Lower limit was 0. Velocity, -2 for now. Alright, so let's think about how I want this to look now that I'm starting from scratch here. So if we did... oh, thank you, Max. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. If we do like a T-junction to start, it's because we have to come out one. Is there a junction? Right, there's like a full-on junction here, right? Let's do that. Full-on junction. Maybe we'll just do all junctions. Oops, all junctions. And then this is the one where we need to go up. Yeah, and then this is where we were going, like... it fits. Kinda. Yeah, I'll do something like that. Didn't want to accidentally delete the thing again. All right, now. There we go. Good as new. And then we can go back here and find our rotor. Set it to unused, you know, because it's for smuggling. We don't want them to get the wrong idea. And what did I need to do here? We need to change the button to be this rotor. Where's reverse? Yeah, that's fine. That's good. That is good and fine. I mean, we could have then put the light in the floor right here, too. But I like the centralized light. I think it's claustrophobic enough. How am I going to change that? What is that thing called? A pedestal? There we go. Now, I am going to say, this is 100% the kind of thing that will, well, at least it feels like it is 100% the kind of thing that will completely glitch out the first time I jump the ship somewhere. And probably just cause massive clang all over the place. But it will have been worth it, at the very least. It will have been worth it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Man, that would never have worked with the old... Remember the, like, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when they did the They redid all the... God, was it really that long ago? That they redid all the collision boxes around everything so that stuff could easily slide around. Those were good times. That was a good update. Okay. I feel like the sun has moved, even though I'm pretty sure this world has the sun rotation turned off. Or I just made more roof than I had before. So anyway, I'm going to stop and take another drink of water. If you're watching and you're enjoying the stream, please consider throwing a like on the stream. And if you'd like to get notified when I go live, please consider subscribing. And I do apologize if there's any hitches or quality issues. It seems that YouTube is having issues with streaming bitrate today. We were discussing this earlier, and it seems to be more of a widespread thing, so... Alright, I'm going to assume that it's safe to turn mirror mode back on, and I could start to fill in some of this roof shape. So, the good news is, this does not have to look like this. It could look like anything. So we just need it to basically just be a roof. In fact, it could come... This whole interior could come one lower. Like this front part is kind of high up. There's a hole up there. We could, I mean, you know, like we've got this row here. We could get rid of this row and just lower the whole ceiling to there. That might be, at least for that part of the ship. And then we bump it up for the rest of the ship. Because I think everything behind that has to be that height. So what if we... Where is this? If we just, like, pop a hole right there, how far back are we going? Oh, so, like, right up to the first... I wonder if we could do this whole thing without removing my blinky lights. So what would we have to do if we did... So coming in here, how quickly would we have to go up? Basically, like, right away. We'd have to be up by here. So this could be lower going across, but it would have to stop and go. So we could smooth that out in the front. Let's remove the grab gen. And let's actually remove... I'm probably going to regret this, but let's remove everything on the roof up to that point. We'll put that back in there. We may end up taking out this this first rib, or bringing the rib down a little bit. I wonder if there's a way we could still incorporate this look into the interior. Because this gives us room, you know, the double high is nice because it gives us a, you know, we can have lights, we could have extra tall things in here. I don't know what sort of tall things we'd have in here, but we could put posters up, I don't know. Just feel like 3 high for the interior here is just going to be way too big. It does not need to be that big. In fact, even 1 high would be plenty for an interior. And actually, maybe even like I kind of think it should be 1 high. Well, it can't be 1 high here anymore because our door goes all the way up. Our smuggler door is too high, so definitely need to be at least there. And we could maybe replace these with, what did we have? We could maybe replace these with something like these guys. You know, to kind of mirror what's going on over there. So we could have a half block wall, and then going up to a full block, and then we could have it go up another half block, and then go up a full block, and then we're there. So if we did, this is just going to be me mapping out the heights. basically. So if we did like half block to there and then transitioned to full block height, and then what am I stuck on? And then where are we? Oh, wow, where are we from the outside here? I think I want to go one sooner, because from the inside you won't notice. Do that, then we'll have that, and then right there, transition to that. And we do that, and then, I don't know, like that, and then... And then, congratulations, we're up high. Up top, there we go. So if that's our, kind of the flow we take, then from the inside, it's like, and we could even put like troffer lights in like right here, or even right here we could put a troffer light just so we have, you know, we're gonna need lights in here. Oh, you know, that's actually a good point. I did want to have some natural lighting up in this area too, so we could also do some half block portholes or windows, or these things, the bay windows we could do potentially, or let's see, I don't think those are going to cut it. Wish we had better half block window blocks. Like we've got these things that are half block thick. I wish we had something that was more like this, you know, but it didn't, like the angle was, because I could do a bay window like that, but it'd be weird. It'd be weird, is what I'm saying. But let's think for once. Gosh darn it, let's think. We'll put that there. Maybe we go... Maybe we go proffer light here. Like that. And then I'm thinking maybe we do the opposite one. Plop it in right there. What do you think of that? Do the wall panel... Do the wall panel that is only half window. Ooh. That's... So you're talking like these things. This one, half window. See, I was thinking more along the lines of doing something like... I think this might... Come on, caps lock. I was thinking more along the lines of... But maybe that's a good idea too. Let me grab that. Throw that in there and see. Because what I was thinking then actually was that we could do like a... up to, let's see, we can't do it there, but we could do... oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know. Forgot that was there. We could do... Where can I... Yeah. So we would go... That's going to be wrong, right? To put the... Oh, we could do these. I don't think I want that. Oh man, if I had made this less... could have worked. Actually, maybe that will still work. Would that work like that? No, I don't think that'll work like that. I don't want that. I'm trying to decide. If I put that there, that sticks out too far. So I think I'd have to do there. Then we'd have to go under that, essentially. Then we'd have a little bit sticking up there, right in the middle. That's what I'm thinking. We could do, well, okay, hold on. Let's think about this. If we did something like that. We'd have to adjust how the back connects. Or if we didn't want to do that one, then of course there's the diagonal. Like that. We could do that. So then at that point, would it make sense for this to be, instead of a long slope, to follow that same path with a straight half slope right there? Yeah, I kind of like how it doesn't. I kind of like how it doesn't follow the slope exactly. We just got to make sure that we are able to. What does that look like from the inside? Oh, I think that'll be cool. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna have to make sure we follow that somehow on the outside track, unless we made that the center line. That's the other possibility, is we could just make that the center line. And then build everything around that. That might be easier to do. Because then it would just connect in. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. As much as I like having two... Uh-oh. As much as I like having two different rows, I think I'm going to have them be the spine, essentially. So we'll go... how do I want to do this now? Can you connect like that? We can. We could just do... oh, but I need... Okay. Sorry. I know I'm changing gears later. I need to redraw this on the side, and then we're going to put our stuff in between. I think it was roughly, I think that's what we were doing. Something like that. Maybe not exactly like that. That seems different than what we had before. Is it worse or not? I think what we had before was, let's see, that goes like that. No, I think that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Yoink. So the only reason this works is because these are held on by this, like, middle piece at some point. All right, so we're like, oh man, how's this gonna work? How am I gonna work this thing? How did I work this thing before? Because that doesn't line up with that. I need to wind back the tape and remember how I did this. We could do that. Just have it be right there. Because that's not gonna... That'll be too high up. Then it's either gonna be too... Yeah, because that's a half block right there. Oh, you know what? I think we did. Did we go up one sooner before? I think we maybe did. So, or maybe not, or maybe that's just what we need to do. So if we do that, and then on the inside, we don't have to go up quite as... So, like, we could go up a little bit more drastic on the inside if we wanted. But, yeah, what if we go... do it more like that. Then we've got a little bit further we can extend this front piece. Like that. And then we're just kind of unfortunately... Oh, no, we're not. It's not unfortunate. What am I talking about? We'll just do it a little... We'll just do this like this. Okay. Alright, hang on. New plan. Slight change plan. Get rid of this, because it's in my way, and I don't like it. The slight change of plan is... What? What was I going to do here? Hold on. I was looking at this from the outside. Yes. Okay. Take that off. Take that off. Take that off. Does that look weird? Does it look weird like that? With it going at a different angle than the rest? Because if we wanted to, we could just do like that. That's... Or even then from the inside, I guess we would extend that like this. And then we could put more troffer lights on the side there if we wanted to. Or some full inside lights or panels or something right there. I think that looks a little bit better, I think. Even though it's a sharp, sharper incline. I think that ultimately looks better, yeah. Then from the inside, yeah, I think that's good. We just get, I mean, when the sun is right there, we'll get some nice light in the middle and everything. It'll be good. Now we might also be able to, see, I don't know what we're gonna do with covering this. See, the problem is that the interior is so far from the exterior, it's gonna be hard to do. I was thinking like, oh, we could do like a porthole or something, but it's gonna be so hard to do a... we'd almost have to do like... Yeah, I don't even know, honestly. Because it's too... Like, this is the only real place where we could put a window to the outside, unless we did... well, that's not entirely true. We could do... Could maybe do some window... Some actual window along the side here. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see some stuff here. So we've got... We need to decide what we're doing to go... up from there. What is that? That's one of those guys? Okay. Just trying to follow the shape of the wall here so that I could see where we need to kind of go. Now I'm just going to do this nice and flat to begin with, and then we can come back and maybe fill it in or something. You know, add a little greeble to it. But as I'm doing this, I'm looking for, see, like right here, actually, let's get rid of this. So I think we want to, this whole thing is going to change on the side there, so maybe I shouldn't spend too much time making that fit, but I'm gonna. Let's see, because I actually want that to be like that. To go around like that. Which means, I guess we're kind of looking at that. Like that? No. We could do this. And then, I don't know, we'll figure that out. So if we're doing that, if we're already doing that, then let's see. How are we going up? How are we going up? This should be a... This, I think, is fine there, but this needs to start... We need to be going up a lot sooner, so... I think maybe that one can stay, but this one needs to become... Yeah. That's not what I want. Well, okay. Well then, in that case, a new contender emerges, which is going to be that guy. And then, so I'm actually thinking maybe it would make sense that we do something like that, where we start, like that shape can stay down, but the rest of this is going to start moving toward the rest of the ship. Or should it be moving, I guess, well, we are going to bring out, like I do want to extend the rest of the ship out, so I think this is fine for this to be the new edge, although, yeah, because, well, if we're going to keep the spine, we'll move the spine out one as well. So I think that's fine then. Move the, yeah. Alright, sorry, I gotta get rid of my blinkies. So just to look at what that might look like. This guy's getting chunky. I like it though. compared to the old ones. It's getting a little chunky, which is what I wanted. I wanted it to be like I wanted to add mass to it and make it feel more substantial and have it go with just a little wider. And I think we're getting there. I think we are getting there, and I think it's looking good. So, then how does the rest of this shape together here? This is going to be interesting. So I think I want this one to end on some kind of half block level here. And then, let's see, are we going to maybe... I guess the real question is, maybe not that, but should I be going sideways? By sideways, I mean, should I be doing like this? Let's see, this thing, that's a 45-degree slope. Are we going to keep a 45-degree slope on the new shape? I mean, technically, this top part could stay like that, and we just push that out, so it looks like that, and then this doesn't... Oh, no, well, we still pushed it out one. Yeah, we still pushed it out one. So that... That's actually interesting, because we also went up one. You know, I don't hate that, but so that would mean if we continued this pattern, we'd have this going all down there like that. I don't think I like that. So, but that doesn't mean it's not good. So if we did just do that, we just like push the whole slope moves out one, which is kind of what I wanted to do originally. If we did that, like, that makes this a little bit easier, because then this is just what is this just? Actually, do I have a shape for that? I don't know that I have a shape for this. There's no shape. Wait. Oh, there's that shape. Why would I want that, though? Just because it looks cool? Is that really what we are reduced to now? Just because it looks cool? Because I am okay with that. Alright, so one thing I'm thinking is, I think I do want to make it a little bit more tubular than its predecessor. So that means not going with the full-on slope, and instead doing something with half slopes, basically to kind of mirror kind of more closely mirror this thing here. Do I want that like that? Maybe. Now we have to scooch in here. I don't think we can scooch anymore. Have to figure out what we're doing right there. Plug that. And I think the best thing to do then is just to do that. The ceiling is yeah, it got high real fast. as you do. I wanted it to stay lower for longer, but that's okay. This is okay. Still need to figure out what to do with that blank wall in there. Okay, so then this last little bit here, I just want to... This will look even better with color, I think. Oh, what if we just did this in, like, layers? No, that won't work. Once again, I find myself unable to find the shape that I'm looking for. This, I swear this shape exists. Is it this? No. Why are you like this? I don't really like that. I can't put my finger on why I don't really like that, though. Oh, you know what? Here. That'll work better. Yeah, okay, let's fix whatever I had going on over here. What is this? That's just two slopes. Oh, it's just, yeah, okay. For some reason, this didn't... Is it really just this? Is that all that's missing right there? Okay. Guess we will just... Oh, where did that just go? It's just filling the... Alright, so we've gotten through about a third of the outside of the ship. And I think... yeah, we still gotta do more of the bottom here, but we'll get to that. Man, this thing is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be chunky, though. I think it's looking pretty good. If we don't look at the back there, I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah, we'll continue to expand it out. We'll probably continue this sort of pattern instead of just the straight-on square spines across. And actually, maybe with 3 of these, we'll just do the flatmos instead of having any large thrusters. Now I'm wondering, though, what time is it? How much time do I have? Not much. I'm wondering if I can angle this downward toward the... Well, I don't really want to waste the time doing it, but... Should be doable. Because then it'll look a lot closer to the other side of the thruster over there, I think. Well, it sticks out further, no matter what. But I think that's okay. So here... Yeah. Yeah, and we'll probably do... Actually, maybe we could just make that... We could just make that stick out like that, but I don't think we need to. I think that's fine to be not entirely symmetrical given what's going on there, so... Okay. Well, that's it for this episode. The next let's see. Should I go back to Titan next week, or should I continue working on this until it's done? So I think we're going to do Designated Survivors next Sunday, but we'll see. I kind of want to just keep working on this. So maybe we'll put Titan on hiatus until this is done. And we'll do Designated... Okay, so we'll do this again next Thursday. Next Sunday will be Designated Survivors. Then we'll do a Titan after that. Then maybe we'll do this on the next Sunday after that if I'm not done yet with the ship. So I think that sounds good. I want to get further into this, but I also don't want to I don't want to go too long without getting back to Titan, since we got a lot of stuff to do over there. But man, who knows? Maybe this ship will eventually make its way into Titan. You never know. Oh, I was thinking maybe we could pop one of these out and put a window in there. Like that. That was actually surprisingly easy to do. What does that look like from the inside? Not the best. What is that? That doesn't even need to be there. There we go. How about that? Actually, can we go? No, because that's a... Oh, actually, maybe we could. Hold on. What are you? You need to be what you are. You need to be what you are. No, we're just going to leave it as is. Yeah, there we go. Now we got a little extra. We have a little extra side light there. It's a little bit weird to look at, but we'll adjust all these other lights. We did want to do another set of troffer lights near the back here, but we'll figure that out later. I'm not too concerned about it. Lights, we should be able to fit in anywhere. So, all right. Well, thanks, everybody. Let me, actually, I'll just, even though it's creative mode, I'll just log off in the cryo chamber here. Thanks, or actually, you know what? We're going to go down in the smuggler den. That's where we're going to log off at. Nope, wait, I went the wrong way. Down, please. I don't know how to use ladders. All right. Very good. All right. Let me reiterate. Next Thursday stream will be Stellar Garage. So we'll be back here, hopefully finishing this up. Next Friday, I got nothing. I'm taking the day off. I'm only going to do every other Friday, probably. Next Sunday will be Designated Survivors with DNA. That's Space Engineers multiplayer. And then next Thursday, I'll be doing Titan. Or the Thursday after that, we'll do Titan. Then we'll probably do an ESO on Friday. And then back to Stellar Garage on Sunday if we didn't finish it on Thursday. Just check the schedule on my channel. You'll see it all. And it'll all be good to go. So... thanks, everyone. That'd be cool if I could put like a little poster right there or something like, hey, be quiet or something. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Don't forget, if you... why is that so loud? If you like the stream, please consider throwing a like on the video. If you'd like to get notified when I go live, please consider subscribing. Once again, thank you, everybody, for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. That's a bit of a personal milestone for me. So, take care. Have a good week. I'll talk to you next time.